Hey, what's going on? This is Dylan with Dylan Talks Tone, and we are talking about recording stuff today. So that's taking a computer, plugging some guitars into it, and making music that you can hit a record button and save forever, okay? We get a lot of questions about it on our YouTube channel, and I promised that I would start doing some videos about that. We keep getting, hey, when are you gonna do this? When are you gonna do this? So here we are. I'm also gonna write a blog post about it on DylanTalksTone.com. I'll put a link to it in the description because that will have kind of like a list of all the stuff that I'm using. Also, a more basic setup that might be more attainable. You have to remember that I also edit a ton of video. So all of this equipment is like super overkill for audio, but it actually, I need it because of the video side of everything we do, right? So in that blog post, I'm gonna give you kind of an outline of these are basic entry-level stuff that you can use and much more affordable. But I'm also in this video going to show you why I use what I use, and you'll be able to kind of hear the difference, and that way you know that you're more educated on your choices. So what do we need? Well, first of all, we need a guitar. We need a guitar and an amp with a line out. So let's say like a Boss Katana, for example, a Boss Katana 50 with a line out. We need some way for that line out to get to the computer. So that means we're going to be using a Focusrite interface. That's what my favorite one. And we're going to plug the output, the line out of that amp, line level out, into that interface in the front. And then the back of it has a USB that goes to your computer. Then we're going to use a piece of software. Then we'll be able to hit record. It literally is that simple. Now you got to make sure that all your stuff talks to each other, and there's a little bit of messing around with that. Let me know if you want specific videos based on that. But that is the basic setup. In fact, that's what I'm going to show you today. There's a lot more buttons going on here, but the bottom line is we're going to have a guitar, a cable, an amp. Then from that amp, there's going to be a cable. It's going to go to that interface. That interface is going to have a cable that goes to the computer. Simple as that. Hit record and go. I'm going to show you that basic setup, and then I'm going to also show you something kind of cool as well. So computers, 8 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of RAM, a free piece of software such as Reaper or the free version of Studio One, which is what I use. I really like it. Super simple stuff. You can download it, you can get it for free, you can literally plug into it and you can hit record. The Focusrite, super simple. I use this gaming PC that I built because we shoot a lot of video. So what I have, it's in an NZXT case. It has a Cooler Master all-in-one water cooling. It has a, what do I got here, 8700K Coffee Lake Intel processor. I have 32 gigs of Corsair RAM. I have an NVIDIA GeForce GTX graphics card because I do a lot of stuff with the video and on some of that anyway, that I need it for that stuff. And then I have a Logitech G Series keyboard, and then I have a monitor here. My amplifier, now like I said, that's overkill for most of you. Just get a normal laptop. We'll give you some suggestions in that blog post, super simple stuff. My amplifier is the new Kemper Stage. Now I have a Kemper Powerhead also that I'm actually selling right now, but I use the Kemper Stage. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's more compact. It all fits on the desk. I have this kind of little setup that I like. If you want me to do a video specifically on that and why I chose that, I can do that. You can hear some of it in the live video we just did last week. So that's all set up. So the long and the short of it is we have a computer, we have an amp, we have an interface. No, not in that order. We have a guitar, we have an amp, we have an interface, we have a computer. Those are the things. We also have a microphone here. Up until this point, you've been hearing me on the normal microphone on top of the camera right there. Okay, so that's the one I use for most all these videos except for the live ones. And so that's the little fuzzy microphone, Rode Video Micro, whatever little microphone goes on there. It's great. It works awesome. But if we want to step it up and we want to use the computer, then we've got, what is this? The Neat King Bee microphone. I actually have it mounted upside down just because it's the way I like to have it. And that goes into the interface as well. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the computer. I'm going to open up Studio One. And there's a few things here, but I'll tell you what let's first do. Let's turn all of this recording stuff on, and I'm gonna grab some headphones. Check 1, 2, hey, hey. And what we're gonna do is we're going to start recording now, and I'm gonna clap so I can sync it up later. Okay, and you can see on the screen that we're recording some stuff. So now we should be switched over to, you're not hearing the camera audio anymore. You're hearing the neat King Bee condenser microphone. You can see it recording here on the screen. And then the other two channels that I have here, if we, you can follow my mouse up to this channel 2, this is going to be the way that most of us are going to record an amplifier. I want to do this because I want to show you kind of some differences here. That is basically where we just take a cable and we just plug it into a guitar cable, and we just plug it into the front of the Focusrite, and we set the levels so that they're not peaking, and we just begin to play. So let's do that. So I've got it plugged into, microphone is into channel 1, and then we've got input 2, which is going to be our guitar. Okay. And then let's hit record. And now we're recording our guitar on channel 2. Super simple. We literally just hit record, and actually, if you notice that on the fly, so now I can just stop recording that track, and it stops recording. Now I've got a third track down here that I want to show you as well, because this track, let's turn this guy on and start recording this track. Now I want you to listen to this one. Okay, you may not be able to hear a whole lot of difference between those two tracks, but I'm going to do something now to show you what I'm talking about. We're going to go ahead and add we're going to add a rotary to this, so it's going to give you like a real swooshy kind of thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and record both tracks, but I'm going to switch back and forth between the two so that you can hear the difference. And I'm going to show you what the difference between them is. This track here that I'm just now clicking on is mono going into the front of the Focusrite. The track that I'm now clicking on here is stereo going SPIDF, which is a digital interface. It's all digital. There's no analog to it. And you're going to hear the difference between the two as we toggle back and forth because of the width and just the super deep swooshy kind of rotary stuff. Pretty cool, huh? It does make a difference. It's subtle when you're maybe watching it on YouTube, but when you're trying to record something seriously, it really makes a difference. And so using SPIDF in stereo, all digital, which we can do with the Kemper. So it depends on the interface that you have. I can do 2 inputs into the front. I can actually do 2 inputs into the front. I can do a couple more line ins on the back.
plus SPIDF. So the 6i6 gives me that flexibility. The one that I would suggest that you get right out of the box if you are just getting into this is either the, I forget what it's called, the 1i8 or something, 1i4, 1i2, whatever. It's just 2 channels in the front. And then the 2i2, which is my personal favorite go anywhere, do anything interface. The Focusrite 2i2. I am not sponsored by them. I have just used their stuff and I like them, and I have used other stuff and I have not liked it. So it's literally, that's the only reason I'm recommending this stuff. But that is what I would use, is one of those 2 interfaces. I will put that in the blog post. We'll put links to it in the description below. It's pretty cool stuff. So I tell you what, let's switch back to camera microphone.
Pretty cool, huh? So that's it. I just wanted to give you kind of an idea of how we do this. The thing is that you can see as you kind of get deeper and deeper into this and get into SPIDF, get into stereo recording, that there's more to it. I honestly don't know everything there is to know about this. I'm literally figuring that out as I go. But I am one of these people too, where I try to not get into the habit of buying tons of equipment that I don't need. I think everybody could get away with just a basic laptop. Most everybody could get away with a basic laptop, the basic Focusrite setup, and a Boss Katana or something with a line out of it. The only reason I went this route is because it's fun and because I wanted to do that digital thing. So I actually switched interfaces from the one I had before to this one on purpose because I really, really wanted that. And the way this is all working is pretty killer. So anyway, there's my setup. Kemper stage, Focusrite 2i2, neat King B microphone, and I give you a quick rundown on the computer. If you have any questions or want to know anything more specifically on any of this stuff, let me know. If you want to help have a more understanding of how we route stuff through the computer, put that in the comments, all that kind of stuff. Some of this stuff I literally have to figure out as I go because every piece of software is different. Every computer is, how it triggers the interfaces and all that kind of stuff is kind of different. So I've had to do some clicking around to figure it out. But if you want me to do that and make another video, we'll do it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see y'all soon.